Good morning again. Sorry, gentlemen. Last video was disturbed, interrupted due to some reason. I don't know what is reason. I talked a few minutes in that, but again I have to come back to you with same title. That's Bharat India Analytical Informative Talk on COVID-19 plus variant exchange status for January 5th, 2020 and reported on January 6th, 2021. Government of India provide data-based worked out a spreadsheet file is shared for national awareness for ground. Government has been sleeping purpose only to tell people what is the status, tell government what's the status, and we have to do something in that direction. That's the only purpose of this one. I have done many videos in this regard, and I also gave you this one. Unfortunately, it happened today that it broke again. I had just talked of this data and I gave you about all states. I'll repeat that because maybe you cannot see two videos together. So what happened in state yesterday, I just tell you, I explained in that one what I'm doing here. I was telling about this positions here, and there's a map. Again, I say no problem, I can split because Maharashtra cases were 19.42136 lakh, Karnataka 9.21938 lakhs, Andhra Pradesh 8.83082 lakhs, Tamil Nadu 8.20712 lakhs, Kerala 7.75852 lakhs, Delhi 6.2872 lakhs, Uttar Pradesh 5.8817 lakhs, West Bengal 5.54975, all these are 3.3031 lakhs, Rajasthan 3.09821 lakhs, Telangana 2.87740 lakhs, or Chhattisgarh 2.82368 lakhs, Haryana 2.63068 lakhs, Bihar 2.52857 lakhs, Gujarat 2.4722528 lakhs, Madhya Pradesh 2.44026 lakhs, Assam 2.16304 lakhs, Punjab 1.6721 lakhs, Jammu Kashmir 1.21653 lakhs, Jharkhand 1.155229 lakhs, Uttarakhand 191,811, Himachal Pradesh 5,568, Goa 5,129, Pondicherry 2,320, Tripura 332, Manipur 2,828, Chandigarh 1,098, Arunachal Pradesh 167, Meghalaya 1,346, Nagaland 119, Ladakh 195, Sikkim 59, Andaman Nicobar 49, Mizoram 4, Dadar and Only 333, Lakshadweep 0. This is data and this ratio we have to work on. These three ratios which are based on this ratio, active ratio, discharge ratio, and death ratio, based on these three data, active data, discharge, death, percentage of the convert to. And our main purpose for this is that this is reported on 6th one. This is reported on 6th one, which is very important point that we have to understand that. This is sheet 5, I'm sorry, sheet 5, this is, yeah. This is that data. I think we have gone wrong. No problem. This is actual data. This is for 2021. Fifth, I'll repeat this, no problem. Maharashtra 19.5171, Karnataka 19.23353, Andhra Pradesh 8.83587, Tamil Nadu 8.22370 lakhs, Kerala 7.84488 lakhs, Delhi 6.27698 lakhs, Uttar Pradesh 5.8961 lakhs, West Bengal 5.5638 lakhs, all these are 3.30690 lakhs, Rajasthan 3.10675 lakhs, Telangana 2.8410, Chhattisgarh 2.84536, Haryana 2.6571 lakhs, Bihar 2.53695 lakhs, Gujarat 2.48581 lakhs, Madhya Pradesh 2.45318 lakhs, Assam 2.16381 lakhs, Punjab 1.67652 lakhs, Jammu Kashmir 1.21393 lakhs, Jharkhand 1.1584 lakhs, Uttarakhand 19,366, Himachal Pradesh 55910, Goa 55141, Pondicherry 3830, Tripura 332, and Manipur 32841, Chandigarh 2002, Arunachal 167, Meghalaya 1350, Nagaland 109, Ladakh 957, Sikkim 593, Andaman Nicobar 49, Mizoram 424, Dadar Nagar 333, and Lakshadweep 0, and these shows, and this data, we have to talk of them. Purposes here about this diagram, this text, you can say, we have to know status of population, what number of people have been tested, how many have been tested, what's purpose, and do we expect government to do that? I'm not personally expecting government to do so, because government has not done anything in this regard. And we have to fix milestones. The milestones are important. We don't know which date, how many people shall be tested, and which date, how many shall be treated. That's point here. Question number 1 is population and testing. That's question number 1. Are we capable so to do? So far it seems we have not been able to do that. Can we fix certain information there? Can we fix that on which date we can do this milestone? We can achieve this milestone, that milestone. First we have to define milestone. Pertinent population testing, we have not done anything in this regard. There seems to be no information from government, and because we have to control schedule, construct a control schedule, constitute control, so it's a big question mark. Because if we don't have any schedule, we cannot take action, and that action which we cannot take, and we do not even know what shall we do. And in that darkness, how can we, which direction one goes in this direction, other goes in that direction, and it becomes a mess, a hodgepodge. And so we cannot chart out any program. That's very important point. And because this is not an easy one, this is for 9 years to come. You can say up to 2029, we may have to suffer because of this COVID-19 variant, and you can say strain along with X which has to come. So 2020, 2024 is upgrade. You can say 2025, 2029 downgrade, and these are all mark explanations, question marks. We have to answer. We have not been able to answer these. That's our duty to answer. Government duty, public duty, and all duty of our country and nation and all other nations. But we have no literacy. So I have this diagram here. You can see this chart here, which is telling you about how many deaths and what's the status of this, and then the number of deaths. And also there is a government claim, which I don't believe government can do this. The government claim is very, very clear what they say in English. I will speak first in English. And you can see that here on your sheet what is written here, but I will speak in English so that it's easy to understand. I will speak from government claim, what government says. You can see here coronavirus, and I can see there in government sheet. Government of India is taking all necessary steps to ensure that we are prepared well to face challenge and threat posed by growing pandemic of COVID-19. Coronavirus, with active support of people of India, we have been able to contain the spread of virus in our country. Most important factor in preventing the spread of virus locally is to empower citizens with the right information and taking precautions per advisories being issued by Ministry of Health and Welfare. This is just funny, I can say. There is nothing in this. I will speak in Hindi also if it is available. Let me try. Just for your convenience, I just collect Hindi logo. Let me see if it comes to come. I'll speak in Hindi as for this. Because this is very important point. The government is claiming it's not seen on ground, unfortunately. If it's not in the ground, it's not seen on ground. There's no meaning of government claim. The government claim is coming. I think it's coming. Let me see how it says. It says COVID-19 कोरोना वायरस की महामारी से उत्पन्न चुनौती और खतरे से निपटने के लिए भारत सरकार सभी आवश्यक कदम उठा रही है। देश की जनता के सक्रिय सहयोग से हम देश में वायरस के प्रसार को नियंत्रित करने में सक्षम हैं। स्वास्थ्य और परिवार कल्याण मंत्रालय द्वारा प्रदान की गई जानकारी और सलाह को सावधानी और सही तरीके से पालन कर वायरस के स्थानीय प्रसार को रोका जा सकता है। मजाक कर रहे हैं लोग, समझ नहीं आता मुझे क्यों मजाक करती है सरकार। सरकार को मजाक करने से बचना चाहिए, और मैं तो यही समझता हूँ। बाकी आप ज़्यादा समझदार हैं। और अब हम आते हैं आगे अपने 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 इसको हम बंद करते हैं और अपने फाइल पे आते हैं। Now I'm coming to my file, and you know this file which is Excel one, and this is joke, I can say. This is just joke. You think they are taking every step. First step is testing of people of this country, and they have not tested 100% people. Not only 100, not even 50, not even 30, not even 25, not even 20. Just you can say testing is very, very grim, and we can say if you see this page, it's only 13.651% people have been tested so far. 13.651% people in 312 days, and each day testing is 5.68793 lakhs. 5,68,793 लोग एक दिन में, और एवरेज 312 दिन की, और अब तक 17,74,63,405. Only 17 crore 74,63,405 individuals have been tested, which is in percentage terms, and we take in 130 crore in our calculation. It is 13.651% only, where 86.349% are still standing without test, and which is population wise 112.25 crores. So we can say it is negligible. We should not mind saying that. It's a fact. So we cannot claim we have done everything. We have not done even first step which is required here. Population testing is first step, and second step should be treatment of people who are declared positive. Treatment is second step, and then third step is those who are discharged successfully means those whose immunity is raised. I cannot call it treatment or recovery. You can say treatment for raising immunity, but you cannot call recovery. हम उनको ये नहीं कह सकते कि वापस आ गए, कोई रिकवरी आज की तारीख में है ही नहीं. कोविड-19 का कोई पक्का इलाज अभी तक नहीं है. वैक्सीन भी जो आ रहे हैं वो इम्यूनिटी के लिए आ रहे हैं, इलाज के लिए नहीं आ रहे. Then we have this point is very important. First point is testing. Second point is the transit treatment, and you can say immunity raising. And third point is those who are discharged. Those who are discharged after immunity raising, immunity upgradation, they should not be reinfected. They should not be, you can say, recontracted by COVID-19 or you can say strain, or you may say, variant or coming X. So they should not be reinfected. That's most important point. And these 3 points must be answered by nation. It includes government, it includes people, it includes experts, it includes scientists, it includes doctors and everyone. For which we should have control schedule for testing, control schedule for treatment, control schedule for those who have been discharged to avoid reinfection. These control schedules are required, which we don't have. And this virus is expected to stay, according to various statements made by scientists and other experts, and what we think so, that up to 2024 it shall keep on rising curve, and then maybe it comes on down curve, and that is up to 2029. So we have to be very, very strong in this way. How to interpret this? Just lip service does not mean anything. We should have concrete solution. We should have concrete action plan, which till today there doesn't exist. Because they are saying, government says 1.94% cases are active, 94.04% cases have been discharged, and 1.2% cases are counted as death. It's very surprising, very, very surprising, that 1.2% deaths, 1.94% are active cases. Okay, those who have been discharged, we do not count them currently. We are taking into our consideration seriousness of 1.94% and 1.2% because combination of two is actual cases. Because these cases are very critical, because active cases can go to death, and active cases and death can be combined because these are very serious cases, serious considerations, and this is 3.14%. 3.14% it is, and we can say that 3.14% we can count into our calculation. So this is projection that we want to speak to you people, and this is based on, first of all, 1.2% consideration of death, along with this chart, this graph, and also this chart, both. This is a combined chart, and this chart is only for deaths. So this I have already spoken to you, government object claims. Now, what we have to think, 1.2% death we are analyzing here, because of population hazard we have to consider, because of conduct more tests we have to consider, because rapid test we have to consider. These 3 points we have to consider. Okay, we have already told you, for that we need information which we don't have. Information is absent actually. There is no information at all, no program at all. I did not find on website or elsewhere. 1.2%, and we have to take into consideration the whole population and not only that which government is considering, that is about 13.65. We have to consider this population and not this population only. This result which they are giving is out of 17.746 crores, but we have to consider 130 crore for purpose of analysis. That is a requirement here. What happens then? If we consider 130 crore people, this 1.2% goes to 1.5. We assume that this 1.2% remains constant, though it may rise. We may not say it will not reduce, no way. It shall rise because of time factor, and because of infection factor, because of R value, which may be 1.5 or 1 or 0.8, or it depends. It can be 2 as well, I can't say. So this is, you can say, 1.56 crores death according to 1.2 percentage. And because every month or every quarter we increase this, we say in first month it's 1.2, second is fourth month, quarter month, after a quarter is 1.5%. Then in 7th one it's 1.88%, in 10th month it's 2.35%, 13 2.94, 16 3.67, 19 4.59, 22 5.73, and 25 7.17. This percentage I am taking by applying a time factor, that is time we are taking a quarter, so quarter means 0.25 of a year. So 1.5, which means 1.25 into value of 1.2, and then further to 1.25, 1.88, like this we increase this value, it goes up to 7.17 at the end of 2-year period. Now 1.5% in place of 1.2%, we take it goes to 1.95, then it goes to 1.88 and 2.44. Then when we consider 2.35%, 3.05, like this goes to 3.82, 4.77, 5.96, 7.45, 9.32 at end of second year. So this period is very, very havocful. You can say here, this is that, how it is raising, and this is 130 crore population is constant when we providing. So this is that one. And when you say it is crores death only we will consider, because there are two colors, one color is deaths here, the color is population grows, and then you can say whatever it is, and here is deaths which is given. This is based on 1.25%, but this is not final. This is just one part of history. 3.14% is there, which is more dangerous than this, so we can say, okay, we put this here, and put it by 4.5%, we can say this is completely changing. You can see how clash is there with this line and that line, and you can say this is rising again, and you can see how much it is. It's very important point we have to consider that when you take into our consideration these values, which are based on 3.14%, a combination of active cases and deaths, it's coming maximum 24.35, starting from 5.11. This is crores, 4.08 crores to 24.35 crores deaths. And percentage 3.14 to 18.73. This is what's coming out. We'll go back to 1.2 again, just to understand. But our answers are not met here. We are not getting our answers given here. We don't have any answer that I demanded. I asked. We have three cases. Let us say I say control schedule, which we can say how to define that. That's a point here. It means you can say here if I keep. Here you can say if I keep some point here, control schedule, which means testing, then it goes to treatment, and then it goes to discharge handling, discharged handling. These are main points here. Discharge handling, how to handle those people who have been discharged. Means discharge handling is here, I can say. So treatment, these are the points that must be analytically considered. These points are also very important in this case because we can say that, I'm sorry, discharge spelling is wrong, I think. Yes, discharge. Okay. Testing point, treatment point, and discharge handling. This relates to control schedule. We need control 1. You can say control 1, control 2, and we can say control 3. These three controls are required, professionally required, you can say, if you want to see that this is done. Control schedule means for 1, for 2, for 3. How to do testing? This is a question mark, big schedule required for all people, still now in only 13 point something. Then treatment for all people and discharge handling. Do we have infrastructure for these two? That's one point. Infrastructure is a question. Infrastructure is a question here, and infrastructure is a question here also. Both questions are here for infrastructure. Do we have infrastructure here, right? and infrastructure here. That's also right. Okay, discharge handling we can see later on, no problem, but at least those who are prone to actions, what about them? Do we have some plan for them or no plan for them? That's the point here. This is analysis. We have to keep in our view each and every point. Otherwise, there's no meaning of wasting time. If we don't have this value with us, this power with us, how government is going to handle and how nation is going to handle that. And this is required not for 1 day or 2 day. Testing a question of up to 6 months, 3 to 6 months we can say, 3 to 6 months. And then treatment is also within the same period we can say 6 to 9 months. 6 to 9 months we can say that is treatment. 6 to 9 months. They are calling only at this time. Nonsense, people. 6 to 9 months. All right. This is 6 to 9 months. Discharge handling is something as I said. So this period is very, very important. We have to consider this period. So we go back to our other page and see what we have done so far, because that information is available on sheet 1. That information is also very, very important. This information, as I say every day, these 5 columns I take this information from government. Total tests update, daily tests conducted, infection update, and daily positive and death update. This I take from government side, and exactly what government say it is. What government say it is that total updates of cases till now, means those who have been tested, 17.75 crores they have tested so far, which is 13.651 percentages, and 86.349 percentages, or 112.25 crores peoples did not undergo any testing. Then 9,31,408 people were tested yesterday only. Means if you see last 4 or 5, you will not find any uniformity in them. It seems that there is no one to look after that uniformity. Even plus minus 5% I can accept, but here's a big difference, and then you can say how much difference is this. If you go to that, you will find probably here, let us say 107 is here, this value and this value, if you see in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in a week you can say, this is a week period, so you can say 107 is here, this value minus this value 113 divided by this value 113, and we have percentages 21.4% drop is there. 21% drop, I did not write drop, but it is a drop, you can say. You can write drop or false rise, you can say here fall or rise. This is 21% drop. Here in this case, it is a drop. Unfortunate. In 1 week we have dropped. It was 35% also, but it is still serious. Then we go to this value. This is 1,374,932, which are positive cases declared so far. 1,374,932. वो जो बता रहे हैं अभी तक 1,03,74,932 केस हुए हैं, जबकि ये सही नहीं है, लेकिन क्योंकि वो डाटा दे रहे हैं तो हमें तो मानना पड़ेगा. And after that, they say yesterday only 18,088 cases were declared yesterday. This is again I say this is control point which they want to pivot their table. Government is pivoting their table based on this Excel. This Excel is 18088. Excel here is not EXCL but AXIA. Excel. I mean to say on which you can support something. Just like in oven there is a plate on which you put your vegetable. Same thing it is 18088. This is see we have come down. I also saw one news from Yahoo News today morning. They are saying they have come down from 97. They have come down from 97, which was here 90. Yes, it was here 97. Long back it was, they say, they have come down 97, that is on 11th 9 2020, 11th September it was 97,570, and so they have come down to even 15-20%. That's what they are claiming, which is ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. This has nothing to do with that, because this is just they are not testing anything. They are not testing. And if you see, if 97, when it was 97, here it was 97 here, testing was, see how much. Actually it was around 11 lakh something, and they dropped, even 14 lakh was there also. So you see, if you are 11, 1, 2, 3, so it was 11 lakh, it was 10 lakh, it was 14 lakh, so figure was high, but you have dropped that now to 9 lakh. And even if you consider 9 lakh, it is 18,088, and percentage wise if you see, it is fourth day before 1.9%, 3 days before 2.24%, 2 days before 1.83%, and compared to yesterday it is 1.94%. This percentage is how many persons were tested and how many infected. This relation is that, all these 4 days, and average is 1.98 average. 2.57 crores are expected to be infected every day. According to 130 crore population, if you say, convert this value, average value, to population, which is here, we can say 117. It's this one, average value, and this is, if you multiply by 130 crore, it comes to this one. 2.57 crore must have been infected in one day. That is what this says. But there is no data, there is no analysis, there is no expert who conduct analysis. They just want to give to news, and news people also receive without understanding complete background, complete analytical details. How they say it has come down to 18,088, and this is minimum people are showing, government is showing, and it was not only, it was 16,375 here, 16,504, like that. Means you are playing, and they say it is herd immunity. Where is herd immunity? You think, oh, 60% nation has got COVID, this means. If you are saying herd immunity, HERD, this means 60 or 70% people or more have already contracted. They are giving this nonsense reason. These news people, they don't understand anything and just give news, herd immunity is there. If herd immunity is there, it's a failure of government, it's a failure of nation. Because you are saying 13.651% only, or you say 86% have been tested, we may say, okay, fine. 86% are not tested, only ignorable number. And this says 9 crore people infected, and also our analysis says 35 crore people analysis have infected, and your sheet says that it is 9.32, or if you keep this value here, again I show you, this is here 1 year end 9.97 crores. Deaths, and this is death I'm talking, or active cases you may say. We can say combination of these two, because I am taking 3.14. So at end of 1 year, which is now, this is 9.97 crores tally. Do you understand this? And only deaths are 3.82 crores. Can you say no? My question to everyone is, can you say no to this? We have to find our solution about these items. If we don't have these solutions, we cannot understand anything, we cannot do anything in this regard. So I put it here for purpose of just alignment of this sheet data, so that tomorrow I do not confuse myself. So I say, where is that? Where is that? Where are these points? They have to answer this, otherwise they are not doing their job. Where is infrastructure of treatment? Where is infrastructure of testing? And what about these people who shall be always prone to another impact. So my dear friends, as I said, that's they are saying 150, 144. I don't dispute on this record. I dispute on this because this you relate to this one. This calculation says, our data says 1107 days are required for remaining tests. And you can see this. And before this, let me read my posting that I have given. This reading is also very important. And it says, you may not see this is on Word file, but I'm just speaking this, I'm just narrating this. You can see, and meanwhile, you can see this data. You can see this data, which is based on same. And this says that, first of all, at wishes, etc., I'm leaving that behind. I'm leaving report also, I'm leaving title also. I'm just saying what claims I was saying. The Government of India is taking all necessary steps to ensure that we are prepared well to face challenge and threat posed by growing pandemics of COVID-19 coronavirus. With active support of people of Bharat, India, we have been able to contain the spread of virus in our country. Most important factor in preventing the spread of virus locally is to empower citizens with right information, taking precautions for advisories being issued by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, unquote. Now I have given then post that I did, and that's about 32 poster URLs, and that's on Facebook, and then videos on Facebook also excluding today. I'll put in, after this video is done, 44 videos are there. Then it says COVID-19 strain variant report update on 6th January forenoon. Bharat public must think very seriously about how to achieve risk or loss prevention by application of required pertinent measures in relation to COVID-19 plus explosion, because nothing is being seriously done by our nation, unfortunately. Building always remains prone to fire, but if loss prevention methods are applied, loss to life and property can be minimized. So this also applies to COVID-19 plus. Possible magnitude of risk must be understood and evaluated by analyzing its power, and then based on analysis, practical application solutions must be searched and finalized prior to it's too late. COVID-19 strain variant has already spread in many countries such as Bharat, Canada, UK, Australia, European areas, Germany, France, Italy, Singapore, Hong Kong, Sweden, Jordan, many, many more. Bharat, India had crossed many days back 1.035 crore COVID-19, and also many cases of variant strain have been reported from various parts in Bharat, India. Individual out of 130 crores, only 17.746 crores, or only 13.651% population tested, and 86.349% population certainly remaining untested. No worry for even COVID-19 is 3% on the Government of India or on people of Bharat, India, as mostly people of ours have become sheer careless, irresponsible, and ignorant. No plan is available for remaining 86.349% population who have been remaining untested or without tests, which has made it impossible to fix certain required milestones and schedule out prospective time scale based plan to combat COVID-19 plus impacts. It's a must to have a concrete schedule, a plan to control COVID-19 plus just to avoid this powerful explosion that could cost crores lives directly and many crores additionally infected. Testing has been non-conducive, extremely unsatisfactory, which means no plan can be charted out at present state. Real state of future of COVID-19 in Bharat, India cannot be correctly either forecast or predicted analytically. In this connection, I had sent mails to Government of India many days back in 2020, which mail was acknowledged, but no further response from government. No other plan, scheme, information given to me or others, and published is not expected anymore either. Never expected that Government of India is also high degree irresponsible they are. I say irresponsible they are. No change or accelerating program is visible, no projection of any program is available. In fact, testing has been still really outstandingly unsatisfactory, whereas Government of India has always tried to reflect least number of positive cases by manipulation of data. No reported indication seems to be on part of Government of India to an extent testing on the population is concerned. In case of no right to reliable data, no projections can be reflected. Government does not take any responsible testing of common citizens. It's assumed to be responsible decision to have a test if one feels as affected symptomized by COVID-19. Government has distanced itself from owning public health responsibility. Practically, total tests conducted up to 5th January 2021, 17 crore 74 lakhs 63,405. Tests conducted on 5th January 2021 9,31,408 only. Total corona infections till 5th January 2021 is 1,03,74,932. Positive cases declared on 5th January 2021, 18,088, manipulated data by government. Deaths update till 5th January 2021 is 1,50,114. Population tested 13.65% is only since March 2020. Remaining population to be tested but not planned 86.349%. Time required for whole population testing is 1282 days, 1282 days. Time required for remaining population testing is 1107 days. Is a period of 1282 days or 1107 days required days admissible to you? Where the public has to accept it or reject it is up to them. Public has to consider this point very seriously in national interest. Why is Government of India not improving its bad performance? Not clear. Government of India does not respond and shall not respond at all just to protect its own skin. Government of India has actually ignored poor lower class society members from testing. Why is government sleeping? No answer on public too sleeping unknown. Worryless state of public. Government of India does not look anxious to test all citizens. Testing speed is too slow. Why should people of Bharat, India, suffer for none of their faults? Only sufferers are poor section society who cannot afford treatment. Shall we allow such an unbecoming state of lack of public COVID-19 testing? Shall we allow such unbecoming state of lack of public COVID-19 testing? This is a big question mark to government, to people and everyone. Why are suffering people not raising their voice? It's again a question mark. Have people become voiceless? Is another question. People of Bharat area are not living as slaves, but have become virtual slaves of current Modi's regime. Why has Government of India left its responsibility on the people to own their own what for funds have been collected from all walks of life? It seems that all people shall not be tested because till now no such policy seems to exist. No addition of such in non-existing policy of government has been observed or can be observed because policy does not exist. Really speaking, there exists no government policy towards public handling of COVID-19 strain. Plus, have tested yourself. They are poor members of society. Every day I say that. Poor people, if you intend to get tested, do it by yourself because no government exists for you. Spend 1,200 to 2,400 rupees for testing one time. It's now your duty to conduct your own test. After testing is over, having detected positive, pay for your treatment as well along with medical assistance costs. Remember, medical attendant charge is 1,500 to 3,000 rupees per day if you isolate in your room, and also expenses of attendant food, boarding and lodging you have to afford. You have to buy protocol-related medicines, injections, oxygen, if required, pay for ventilator as well, and all PPE is necessary for attendant. If you stay in hospital room, rent yourself. Rent itself could cost you around 10,000 to 20,000 per day minimum. Therefore, be ready with many lakhs rupees. People shall have to decide for themselves, for there exists no one responsible for you from government of our country. COVID-19 virus explosion has to happen and has been happening partly. Come what may, due to inefficient and sleeping attitude of government and lethargic public, COVID-19 shall certainly explode in our country, Bharat, India, in form of COVID-19 plus variant, strain, nuclear fission, or you also can say X to this one. A nation where neither public is serious nor government is serious, nothing other than anticipated explosion would happen. A society that remains non-serious and thought on top of the sleeping one have to face such offending adverse results for sure, for certain. A nation that cannot think to resolve problems seriously, such results are imminent thereat. Nation cannot wait for many years to have prevention and implementation from impact of COVID-19. Out of my understanding, 1.3 billion people, including many crore intellectuals, but lips are strictly tight. It is perfectly, they cannot speak, but they should speak up. All to take necessary action because government is totally lethargic, not note what is happening in UK and France and Germany and all where again and again this problem has erupted. People must think for nation and not for government. Government is trying to ignore COVID-19 by diverting issues. Public must act smartly, think to get a working government, not sleeping one, and guards can sleep. Do not forget, but we cannot sleep. That is another point. We have to be very serious in this regard. So, my dear friends, it's no joke, it's reality talk, and we must understand where do we stand. And this graph is clearly laughing on us, This graph laughing on us, and this also graph which are laughing on us. These graphs are laughing on us, these are teasing us that we do not exist as nation. These graphs are clearly telling us, and these requirements are clearly telling us that we have no authority to call ourselves civilized society or humans. We are not even humans, they say. And this also says that 1107 days we have to wait for, and it's impossible. If you want to live in this country, you have to wait for 1107 days. And if you want to change, you have to change. It's very practical. Practical is we have to upgrade ourselves to an extent our resources are concerned. We have to decide what is time period. I can say we can decide 3 months period to 6 month period maximum, not 3 years or 1107 days. Because if you wait for 1107 days, I don't accept that. That's a practical way. You cannot forecast anything. It may be, 35 crores or 40 crores or 50 crores like that. I don't depend upon what Yahoo News says or what government says. We have to fix 91 days to, you can say, let us maximum 83 days. If you keep on 6 months for testing, you have to test 61 lakhs people per day. And if you want to say, no, I want to keep it in 3 days, then you have to test 1.23 crore people per day. We are a big nation. We have power to do this. Do not say we don't have resources. If those who say we don't have resources, I don't accept with them. This testing of nonsense, 9,31,000, should be 90 lakhs, rather, should be 75 lakhs, should be 1 crore. Only then we can fight with this problem. Otherwise, we are keeping these 86% people or 112 crore people at risk of life. You should not say other thing. Sleeping government, public are sleeping, government is sleeping, both are sleeping. Public is inefficient, government is both are inefficient. Failure is failure, drastic failure. Government not interested in testing all and forget treatment because testing is not done, treatment is not done. No government policy existing, no actions, I say. Seriousness is forgotten, it doesn't exist, sleeping status continues. So where do we stand? We have to think of this point extremely seriously. If we can do that, we shall be. This is very nonsense here, very shameful here that in 312 days we have tested only this. In 312 days, only this. So you can say how many times population is, how much time shall we take for conducting tests of each and everybody, though there is no such policy, but if it's required, how much time you have to take and what shall be result? This shall be result 35 crores. This is minimum. Impact on population minimum. I can say minimum. That's why I analyzed this. Daily positive for 4 days, we said daily positive cases out of testing is average 1.98% or 2.5%, 2.57 crore, because this we have to deal with 130 crore people. So it's really surprising, very much surprising. What should I say? I have no words to add to this. Every day I say, people say he is a fool maybe, he is without work, or he is a psycho, you can say. People may comment like that. He always talks against government, always talks against nation. My dear friend, it's not talk against government. It's neither against government nor against public. Health it is. It's not your property or my property. Health is natural right of everybody. If government fails to extend its provisions of health facility to all citizens, then citizens either have to die or suffer from, you can say, diseases, or they have to take their own action. They have to take everything into their hands and control, because life cannot be subject to action by government. Life is life. Life is life. Health is health. Safety is safety. Nobody can wait for government actions or government inactions if health is an issue. People even sell their lands to have treatment. So it's insult to government actually. Government is not taking care of 86% population. Those who had money, they have tested. Those who are in upper middle class, they have tested. Those who are having riches, they have tested. Only those people who don't have money to spend, they have not tested. Reality is that. Reality is that. Question is not what we should do. Only way is testing, 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 treatment, treatment, treatment. These are very important from professional viewpoint, professional in a sense, understanding profession. It's not simply because I am saying not at all. It is required. Do you allow crores of people to lose their life? Question mark is that. Can we accept that point? So many crore people have lost their lives. In America, 3.6 lakhs people have lost their lives, and more than 2 crore people have been infected. This is official publication. And we are still keeping down our testing strength. We are keeping testing, number of cases. We are not doing, and we are not even declaring that percentage. Unfortunately, data is there, and who calculates percentages? News people are not even understanding 10% of this analysis. Unfortunate it is. They accept what ministry says because a statement issued by ministry are considered official and reliable. And ministry is abusing that power, unfortunately. That constitutional power, statutory power, health power, that because ministry has authority to announce or to gadget something at an international level and national level, that power they are abusing. And in spite of fact, I wrote to them, even I gave them my URLs of video, there is no change in publication data. There is no change in text they are putting in. There is no change on system they have put in. I think there is no one in our government to understand what public says or even to refer to what they say. They think it's only formality. They send you a mail, automatic mail, that your email is received and you refer to. Rather than telling something about your questions, they will say you go to this URL, you go to this site, you go to that site, and you get more information. It's a simply waste of time. My question is, why should public suffer? That is first question. Why should public suffer? Why should people pay for faults which they have not caused? It's government fault, it's national fault that we have invited COVID-19. It's not fault of a citizen, but citizen has suffered, has been suffering, and on being serious, they have become unserious, non-serious. It's become joke to people saying, oh, COVID, where is COVID, where is Corona? This is, a statement that leads to wrong direction. Something is happening, something exists. Whole England is suffering, USA is suffering, France is suffering, Canada is suffering, Italy is suffering, Germany is suffering, Greece is suffering. Many, many countries are suffering. And our people say, where is Corona? Where is Corona? Where is Corona? Corona does not stay in your pocket. It stays in your body. Yes, fortunately, you may be very strong immunity-wise. It does not mean Corona cannot contract with you. Corona shall not take your permission. It would come to you. Don't worry. If you are so careless, that is what Corona wants. You to be careless. Corona is very intelligent. It has brainwashed everyone all over the world. Brainwashed. It is brainwashed to such an extent that people say, oh, where is corona? Corona, it won't come to me, I'm very strong. It's all nonsense. No, no, no. Corona policy is to impact on minds first. And once you are friend with corona, it shall come to you, don't worry. It has come to crores of people around the world. Our own tally is more than 1 crore, official tally. America is more than 2 crore. So it has come to crores of people. Don't say no. This is evidence, scientific evidence, practical evidence. We cannot run away from facts, and facts are these. So it's very important point. We have to be very, very serious, and if we are not serious, we shall lose on ground, we shall lose on everything. What we have, we will lose. हम जितना मर्जी मजाक कर लें, जितना मर्जी सोच लें, कोरोना नहीं सोचेगा, वो तो आपकी अंदर प्रवेश करेगा, तब क्या होगा? अभी तक आप बचे हुए हैं, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आपके अंदर आएगा नहीं, और हो सकता है आपके अंदर आ भी गया, आपको पता ना हो, क्या कर लेंगे आप? कई बार नेगेटिव रिपोर्ट भी आ जाती है गलती से, और कई बार पॉजिटिव भी गलती से आ जाती हैं, दोनों बातें होती हैं। इसका मतलब ये नहीं होता कि अरे रिपोर्ट लिखने वाले की गलती हो सकती है, टेस्ट करने वाले की गलती हो सकती है, इंटरप्रिटेशन करने वाले की गलती हो सकती है। इसका मतलब ये तो नहीं कि कोरोना नहीं है। बहुत से केसेस हुए हैं, कभी रिपोर्ट नहीं थी कोरोना की, लेकिन कोरोना से मर गया, पता लगा। ऐसा हुआ है, बहुत, यहाँ नहीं, बहुत कंट्रियों में हुआ है। भाई इसकी तो रिपोर्ट ही नहीं थी, लेकिन क्या हुआ, मर गया। आपको याद है फ्लाइट अमेरिका में जा रही थी, अमेरिका के अंदर ही जा रही थी, उस फ्लाइट में एक बेचारे को दौरा पड़ गया, चक्कर आ गए, गिर गया, फेंट हो गया, उसको अस्पताल ले गए, फ्लाइट को डाइवर्ट किया, वहाँ जाके उसकी डेथ हो गई। इन्वेस्टिगेशन में पता लगा कि वो कोविड का था, लेकिन कोई कोविड की उसकी आइडेंटिफिकेशन नहीं थी, कोई कोविड की टेस्टिंग नहीं थी, कोई उसका कुछ नहीं हुआ था, लेकिन कोविड से मरा। तो कैसे आप कह सकते हैं अरे भाई एक चीज़ है, आपके लिए ही नहीं है, सबके लिए है। इसलिए ज़्यादा विश्वास ज़्यादा अपने ऊपर भी ठीक नहीं है। ठीक है, आप भावना में बह जाते हैं, मैं मानता हूँ। Emotions do not lead you to success. Forget emotions, think of reality. Precaution is always better. Cure is not better. If you think you don't have or you can't contract COVID, I suggest that you are in wrong consideration. Your approach is wrong. Even weakest person sometimes escape COVID. It does not mean COVID doesn't come to that person. And the strongest person also escape. It doesn't mean COVID cannot come. Sometimes, okay, you are not infected, you are safe, but you can infect those who are weak. Don't think of yourself, think of others. Everybody is not strong, but COVID virus can come to everyone. Sometimes it doesn't tell you I am there, but it exists. You know, asymptomatic people, those who don't have any symptoms of COVID, they too are there. There are so many cases, they did not have any kind of system, any kind of symptom of COVID existence, but they were declared positive, and they you can say isolated themselves, self by self or by some other reason. So don't take everything very, very seriously that COVID doesn't exist. Don't be serious about non-existence, be serious that it exists. And if you take into consideration seriousness, you will be precautionary and not curative. Precaution is more important than cure. Again I say, fire is there, as I said in my note, fire is there, you have to take precautionary measures to prevent fire, to prevent losses, and not to suppress fire. Suppression is very expensive, but if you take prevention, you people are out of building and everything is there and fire is extinguished in half an hour, 1 hour. It is right that way we talk of. Treatment is very expensive and risky as well, but precautions are not risky, are not expensive. Yes, vaccine of immunity raise, or you can say preventive measures, you can say no curative measure. Again I say, These vaccines that are to come are worldwide manufactured, but these are preventive. These are not curative. There's a difference. Again, I say, do not be deceived by announcements of what countries are doing. These vaccines are only meant for your you can say raising your immunity level, making your body more stronger and not treating. Even you have after vaccination is injected to resort to precautionary measures. That is very important, and that's an only way that helps you. आप जितना मर्जी सोच लीजिए, जितना मर्जी कर लीजिए, समय कोविड का है, आपको कई साल फेस करना पड़ेगा. साइंटिस्ट भी कह रहे हैं, डॉक्टर्स भी कह रहे हैं, और भी बहुत से एक्सपर्ट्स कह रहे हैं, और ऐसा लगता भी है कि ये लंबा चौड़ा कार्यक्रम है और ये लोगों को नुकसान तो देगा ही और दे रहा है. हमको समझ जाएं तो अच्छा है, नहीं तो गलती बाद में पता लगेगी कि विश्व के लोगों ने, भारत के लोगों ने बहुत गलती की. इस तथ्य को समझ नहीं पाए, समय पे कार्य नहीं किया, एक्शन नहीं लिया, और उसका परिणाम कि इतने करोड़ लोगों को कोविड लगा और इतने करोड़ लोग, क्या कहूँ अब मैं, प्रस्थान हो गए इस विश्व से अपने परमानेंट घर के लिए. बुरा लगता है कहने में, लेकिन ऐसा होने जा रहा है. सरकार को छोड़ो, अपनी बात करो. सरकार ने करना होता तो बहुत समय सरकार को दिया, बहुत समय दिया. कितना समय दिया आप जानते ही हैं, ये डाटा कह रहा है कितना समय दिया, और एग्जैक्ट समय 312 दिन दिए गए अब तक. लेकिन 312 दिन में इनके कान पे जूं नहीं रहेंगी. बुरा नहीं मानना, सच तो यही है. अगर 312 दिन में 312 डेज में ये टेस्ट भी नहीं कर सकते, तो मैं ऐसी सरकार से और ऐसी सुस्त पब्लिक से क्या आशा करूं. इसीलिए मैं कहता हूं, हम सोने वाले लोग, सुस्त लोग, लिथार्जिक, कोई सीरियसनेस नहीं हम जानते. और ये हंस रहा है, फिर मैं कह रहा हूँ, ये चार्ट हंस रहा है हम पे, जोर जोर से हंस रहा है, चिल्ला रहा है कि कहाँ ये जनता देश की एक्शन ना लेने वाली, क्या लड़ेगी मुझसे. साफ साफ कह रहा है. मैं बहुत मजबूत, कोविड-19 मेरा नाम जान के लिया मैंने, ये नाम, क्योंकि मैंने तुमको आग लगानी है. जानते हैं नाम का मतलब? आग, संघर्ष, हर काम में देरी, ये तीनों दिख रहे हैं. टेस्टिंग की देरी, वैक्सीन की देरी, और ये समझ ही नहीं आ रहा कि कोविड है क्या, उसकी देरी. कोई रिसर्च होती है तो बेकार. इसका मतलब ये है कि 19 नाम बहुत पावरफुल उसके लिए, और अधिकार तो कोविड के पास है. जाने का है, नहीं जाने का हमारे पास नहीं है उसका अधिकार. हमें उसको वीज़ा देने का अधिकार नहीं है, वो खुद ही अपना वीज़ा लेता है. फ्रीडम है उसको आने की, जाने की. वो वापस कब जाएगा, अपने ऊपर डिपार्टमेंट में, वहाँ से आ गया और वो हमारे मस्तिष्क पे अटैक कर चुका, हमारे शरीर पे अटैक कर चुका. क्या रह गया फिर? इसलिए इसको छोटा नहीं समझो आप, इसको अपनी लाइफ का चेंजर समझो आप. जैसे सोशल चेंज होता है, इसने तो वर्ल्ड की सोसाइटी को चेंज कर दिया. इसने तो हमारे लिविंग स्टैंडर्ड को चेंज कर दिया, हमारी सोच को चेंज कर दिया. जो कभी नहीं सोचा था किसी ने कि ऐसा भी चेंज हो सकता है, वो चेंज ये कर दिया. तो भाई उस हिसाब से देखें तो मैं नहीं समझता हमें किसी गलत फहमी का शिकार होना चाहिए. तो गलत फहमी की जगह ही नहीं है, सामने है. मजाक बना दिया लोगों का इसने, लोग समझने लगे कि अच्छा ही नहीं, भ्रम है. अरे भ्रम आपको हो सकता है हो, कोविड को भ्रम नहीं है, इस बीमारी को भ्रम नहीं है. जो देश बड़े बड़े समझदार वैज्ञानिक, इंग्लैंड जैसे, फ्रांस जैसे, अगर वो नहीं समझ पाए तो हम क्या समझेंगे। बहुत ऊंची बात मैं कह रहा हूँ। आज हम समझ पाए हैं कि हम कितने पानी में हैं। हम तो टेस्ट भी नहीं कर सकते, हम इतने पानी में हैं। हम इलाज भी नहीं कर सकते, हम इतने पानी में हैं। और गलत फहमी दी जा रही है कि कोविड का हम वैक्सीन जल्दी शुरू कर देंगे। कोविड का कोई वैक्सीन आज तक नहीं बना, ना बनेगा अभी। ये सिर्फ आपके शरीर की क्षमता को बढ़ाने के लिए बन रहा है। ये बात आप समझ जाइए, गलत फहमी मत रहिए। और शरीर की क्षमता बढ़ानी है तो वैसे ही बढ़ा सकते हैं आप। उसके लिए आपको इंजेक्शन की ज़रूरत नहीं है, वैक्सीन की ज़रूरत नहीं है। अपने शरीर की इम्यूनिटी बढ़ाइए। गर्म पानी पीजिए उबलता हुआ, धूप सेकिए, शरीर को मजबूत बनाइए, एक्सरसाइज कीजिए। आपका गर्म शरीर, मजबूत शरीर कोविड को रेजिस्ट करेगा। उसके लिए वैक्सीन की ज़रूरत नहीं है। लेकिन धंधा है भाई, कितने करोड़ों वैक्सीन, अरबों वैक्सीन बिक जाएंगे। और जो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट्स हैं, आप जानते हैं उनकी ज़िंदगी बन जाएगी। खैर छोड़ो, मुझे उस बात में नहीं जाना है। वो क्या करेंगे क्या नहीं करेंगे वो जाने, और पब्लिक को क्या करना है पब्लिक को सोचना होगा। आपको लगता है मेरा वीडियो बहुत लंबा हो रहा है, सोचते रहिए आप। ये हेल्थ का मामला है, स्वास्थ्य का मामला है, बच्चों का मामला है, बुजुर्ग का मामला है, सबका मामला है। ये सबका मेथड है, सबका, आप कह सकते हैं सबके लिए है। इसमें कोई बाहर नहीं है। बूढ़े भी मरे हैं, बच्चे भी मरे हैं, जवान भी मरे हैं, स्त्री भी मरे हैं, पुरुष भी मरे हैं, सब मरे हैं। हेल्थ वाले भी मरे हैं, नॉन हेल्थ वाले भी मरे हैं। एक ऐसा हथियार आप कह सकते हैं, इसको आप ब्रह्मास्त्र कह सकते हैं, इसको आप अग्निबाण भी कह सकते हैं। कोविड बाण आया है, कोविड-19 का बाण चलाया गया है ऊपर से। और वो बाण से वही बच सकता है जो थोड़ी समझदारी रखता है, थोड़ा पेशेंस रखता है, जो भावनाओं में नहीं बहता है। एक्चुअली में, वास्तव में ये भावनाओं को ख़त्म करने को आया है। और हम भावनाओं से बचें, किन्हीं की बातों में ना आए। अपनी हमको रक्षा स्वयं करनी है। हमें अपने को संभलना है। यही मैसेज है कोविड का। लंबा कार्यक्रम, छोटा नहीं। और आपको अगर ये बात समझ नहीं आती तो उसका मेरे पास कोई इलाज नहीं है। अब मैं ज़्यादा बात ना करते हुए इस वीडियो को पिछले वाले वीडियो के साथ, जो कि गलती से या किसी भी वजह से बीच में टूट गया, आज के दोनों छोटे बड़ा वीडियो आपके सामने है। फैसला आपने करना है कि आगे क्या करना है। कोई राजनीति नहीं, इसको आप राजनीतिक एंगल से, पॉलिटिकल एंगल से ना देखें, क्योंकि इसमें कोई राजनीति नहीं हो सकती। स्वास्थ्य का मामला है, देश की पब्लिक की सेफ्टी का मामला है। इसलिए इसको आप किसी और एंगल से देखिए। आपका